Hello, welcome. I have blogs from my window, all good knowledge blogs. And if you've been following it, you'll know that these ones I'm doing now are all good knowledge of a different kind. On with the Samaritans story. So what we've got so far is the structure. Volunteer, leader, DD, director. And of course there's a hidden hand, and that hand I'm going to call T. This is in the Liverpool branch. I was about 3 years in, really involved. I was doing a lot of hours there, spent most of my life there, but I really believed it. I thought I'd found something that was going to be, was making a difference. That's important to me, that you're doing something that's constructive. Around about this time, I started hearing little things. You get to, you're talking with people when you're on shifts, especially on overnights sometimes. It can be heavy, the overnights. You're there all night, awake, answering phones, listening to some disturbing shit and what have you. And the people you're on overnights with, you generally get a chance to talk sort of confidentially with them and different people I was doing overnights with. People who've been there a long time, over 10 years, stuff like that. You get talking and they're saying, what you think you might do in the organisation or whatever, stuff like that, and then things have come up. One of the first things I got asked, was someone once said to me, "Do you think there's an hierarchy in this branch?" To which instantly I replied, "Yeah, I do." But at that time, I just didn't want to get too involved. Are you happy with that? The horse is getting taken out. There you go. And then someone told me the story, which is like a legendary story that's not to be mentioned in that branch, of a past director, a woman whose name began with an H. Now, it wasn't when I was there, it was before at my time, and to all accounts she was a decent person, doing what she thought was right for the branch. But then I started getting told things, and it all culminated in one night when she came off a shift. She just said to somebody, gave them a hug and said, "That's it, now I'm going." To which obviously they replied, "Going where? What do you mean?" And she sort of told them that they won't leave me alone. They've hounded me down. I can't take any more. I'm leaving the organisation. Here we go, look at that. To which my heart sunk a bit. And I thought, is that what's going on? Because I can't be part of anything that does this. It's just a thing that's in my nature. I like to think it was morals, but once I hear something like that, I have to make a stand. I don't want to make a stand. I wish I didn't make a stand. But unfortunately, I'm the kind of person who just has to have the truth out if I can. That kind of truth anyway. So I carried on, heavily involved by this time, spending an awful lot of time in there doing different things. As I said in the last one, I was doing like 5 shifts a week plus the training. So I was never out of there really. So I got to see a lot of this hierarchy in action. Anyway, new director got voted in. with the initial J. And a couple of weeks after he got voted in, some of these, let's say, let's just say, I'll pick V first, V. V was very shifty. He was always questioning things. Strange, really. You'd probably call a bit of like a double agent. He was always trying to set things up to see what the answer would be, and it was quite obvious to me that she was testing the ground for the other side to see where your allegiances lay, what was going on. And I used to get on quite well with V. I knew what she was. She just thought I was off the wall, but I knew what she was. And all little things started happening, things like she'd come in the duty room, say things like, do you get the impression this place is falling apart? You can't find a pen when you need one, nothing. It just seems no direction. Who is this new director? He's never come and spoke to me. So I just kept that down to myself. And in other directions I was hearing stuff which I won't go into at this point now. And it was then, rather than listen to the rumours, I decided to phone the director up and ask him straight out. Which is not a thing you do in our branch. Everything's kept very secretive. You get the feeling that you can't ask. And there's always like, well, why are you asking? What's wrong? It was like a little microcosm of the New World Order, really, when you actually think about it. And it was when I made that phone call to the director that it all became apparent what was going on. And that's for the next one. It's a very complicated story to tell this. I'm trying to do it in the best way I can. I hope you enjoyed the view out the window as well. Miserly rain. Someone going round on a horse over the road. Just gone round there actually. Let's see if I can get that before I go. I think they're just giving the horses a bit of exercise. Somewhere there, can't see it. They don't have it there. There you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed the view from the window. And I hope that I'm making sense on this. If there's any feedback you want to give me, what you think of what I'm doing is, please let me know. Feel free. Okay. See you for the next installment. Bye bye now.